The beauty industry has to be shitting their actual pants. They have put all their eggs in this basket. Does the beauty industry exist outside of TikTok anymore?
Other social media apps like Facebook and everything that still live on that will now have less community guidelines, so you can call gay people mentally ill now. I think is, clap it up for Meta because they're really killing it out here.
Yeah.
Making it even worse for people.
Girl, I am not ready for the riffraff. All these TikTokers heading over, infiltrating YouTube soon. Dylan Efron.
Oh, well, Dylan Efron get it too.
We're not talking about who you would
Oh, sorry.
Oh, 'cause you gotta give the people what they want. That is my favorite line of Jeff Goldblum and Wicked. We switch sides, guys. So
Yeah,
yeah. Right. This is so loose.
Well, it was my side.
Yeah, it is. We switched sides just so it was more less confusing. Today, we're talking about whatever. Well, we're definitely going to talk about TikTok potentially being banned because the day this episode comes out, it might be banned. It comes out the 19th.
Oh my God, wow.
The day before Inauguration Day.
Well, Yahoo soda, just drink it. Hey, Arnold.
Yeah. What about it?
Stinky, when he was like, Yahoo soda, just drink it.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. So,
right.
So we're definitely talking about basically like what that means for the beauty industry because that would be really gaggy. And just other free flow stream of consciousness because to be honest with you, as you'll notice, this is the second half of LG 6.5 Harlequin experience where we're
doing Happy Mistake right now.
It was not a happy
show
mistake.
Must go on.
It was a mistake. But we're in the makeshift studio because the studio is pretty much done. Mm-hmm. She eats the house down, y'all. You're going to gag. But it quickly became the wedding got bigger than big. You've never seen Sex and the City, but
no.
No.
Right.
We never, you never saw it, but, the studio got bigger than we anticipated. So maybe you anticipated it, but I never anticipate those things. So I start at the bottom of Mount Everest and I'm always like, showtime. And then halfway up.
But it was weird though, going into it that I felt like, hi, welcome back. I felt like we were going into it like, oh, it's already like the groundwork, the foundation is built. The house is built.
Yeah.
We're just painting.
Yeah.
And it was right. Was it crispy?
Casey got home. It scared me.
I don't think we bit off more than we could chew. I just think we underestimated how much work was going to go into it. And I think where we started to run into issues is that we were working harder, not smarter.
Yes.
Because we were redoing a lot of things that when we changed our minds and preferences, which is totally fine. But I think that's what added to the stress of how many trips to Home Goods and Lowe's and Home Depot and all that. And
I would be a great interior designer, but I never could be one because I would cost my clients too much money because I'm somebody I need to see it in the space to be able to be like, I hate it. Like, or I love it, or I hate it.
You would charge somebody and you would be losing money because let's say they paid you, it's a set amount. It would eat into your earnings because you would be spending more money than you would be getting paid. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're going to walk away from projects with like not. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always need to like see it in the space. And then that made us change like our minds of stuff and so on and so forth. But
you got to make sure you go over to Patreon because we're going to post like all the behind the scenes of redoing everything and
like a mini little documentary on the whole transformation. Cause you're right. The foundation was built, but we basically it was like a flipper upper. We stripped it back to studs and redid the whole house. So it was
there's not one thing in there that's recognizable to y'all, but like the materials are still there.
Look at the materials.
Look at the materials.
Yes.
And
the bones. The bones are there, but
she got a little reconstruction.
Totally. Yeah, it's so much. Oh my
it's
God.
Cool. It's amazing
it's incredible.
That we were able to do that with that space, and it just feels so much more like us.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I feel like we really found like our
vibe.
Yeah, our vibe, our footing in there. Where I felt like we were doing so much last year, coming into this house,
quickly.
We're like, okay, get it up,
Just
throw it
hang
up.
curtains.
And it was great.
Yeah.
But then as we started to go on, it was like, you know, we talked about the tainted experience and, you know,
the trauma.
The coffee was on the carpet.
Yeah, girl.
And, yeah.
Really. Also, right. Yeah. So before I get into it, I have to give you something.
Oh, God. I don't like gifts. What is this?
Don't show my address.
Is it anywhere else on the box?
No, I don't think so.
I forgot about this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, get out of town.
Girl, she's big. She's bigger than I thought. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can you even? That is adorable. The ears.
The ears are killing me. Oh my God, I gotta fix the ears.
It's for audio listeners, and video listeners, because he hasn't shown you yet. I
haven't got to make sure he's presentable.
Fluffing him. It's can you even? It's Momo.
It's Momo from Avatar,
The Last Airbender.
And I started watching Avatar because of Dan, and then Dan was like, "You got to watch this," and I was so against it. And I will say, one of the most surprising shows that I ended up liking.
It's one of the greatest TV series ever made.
I'm literally in the same boat again. We're watching Korra because started talking about it.
Yes. And was Dan pissed?
he was like, why don't we ask the audience?
Yeah.
Because tried to get me to watch this right after Airbender.
Yeah.
And even now he's like, do you want to watch it? I'm like, no. And I'm like, okay. And then when I start watching it, I just love Pabu.
Oh my God.
It's
Legend
the fire
of Korra.
ferret.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I'm watching that and I just like, it's something with the animals in the show. I'm so like, cute.
Momo.
Can you even?
That is adorable.
My dogs are going to go feral. They are going to try and eat this a lot. Oh my God. Look at the little, because he's the little wings.
The little wings.
I'm going to throw up.
No, girl. I remember watching Avatar The Last Airbender when it was on, but I think I only watched like season 1. And back then, back in the olden days when we had landlines, if you missed it when it was on, girl, holding it by accident. I did that. He's helping.
Gotta give the people
what they want. Back in the landline days, if you missed it when it was on TV, you missed it. So I feel like I never really caught. Before DVR.
It was before DVR.
And I was poor. You were rich. I didn't have DVR until like I was fucking 17. Like that wasn't like ever. Yeah. So I never was in the TiVo days. That was like way before.
TiVo, I didn't have TiVo. I had, just DVR with like Comcast, I think.
Totally. If you missed it, you missed it. So I never really watched 2 and 3, but I remember loving it. And then Casey and I started it again from the beginning about 2 years ago, maybe. It's one of the greatest TV shows. It's like the number 5 top rated TV show on all of IMDb. Out of all TV shows, not animated, like everything. Because the story is so much bigger than a kid's show. Yeah. And then, Legends of Korra takes place like 100 years later, the whole 9. We didn't watch it right after either because I almost wanted to like marinate on the Avatar storyline because it was so... I like bawled my eyes out, like that series finale. Like it's just unbelievable. And Korra, now we're watching it now. We're the opposite. We have like 3 episodes left and we like don't want to watch because we don't want it to be over. Like because we burn through it when it gets going. And on that note, any other Avatar The Last Airbender fans, sorry if you're not, but you should watch it. We started the live action Netflix. Mm-hmm. And
I heard it was horrible.
I have thoughts. Okay, I'm going to say it here right now. Netflix sucks. Netflix sucks. I went on a rant to you about this. I will never get over the fact that they canceled the show Chaos, KOAS, with Jeff Goldblum about like Greek mythology, everything. Unbelievable. Such a good show. They canceled it 20 days after it came out. So I guess we gave it 20 days to see if it was worth, and it was a big budget thing. So I'm like, you put all this money into this show to give it 20 days before canceling it. And then on top of it, now I feel like for the past 5 years, their strategy has been quantity over quality. And I feel like in the past year, it's become, I feel like something's in my tooth, even more evident that their strategy is let's make Emily in Paris, no one wants this softcore PG-13 50 Shades of Grey for white women. That's their Bridgerton is basically white woman porn. Like, it's just
they have to make sure everyone is asleep before they put on Bridgerton.
Girl, like, it's just that's their wheelhouse now. So those are the shows that they pump out, like, and hope is another hit. But I feel like Netflix never does, at least recently. They don't, like, the way HBO, if they believe in something, they'll give $1 million. That's not a lot of money. They'll give $1 billion to make it amazing before anybody ever sees it. And then if it flops, they step back and go, I guess we fucked up. But at least they invest that in to begin with, where Netflix wants everyone they work with to do everything on a fucking shoestring budget. Half-assed, we'll give you 6 episodes, and it better be a hit in 20 days or you're canceled. So Netflix ruins things. Yeah. If this Avatar was on HBO, it would eat, because this is my problem with the live action Avatar. The CGI is boots nasty. Like, the CGI is like, especially in the earlier episodes, you could tell it got better as they were like editing the season, was horrendous. Like, the animals are scary. The crazy thing is, like, wide shots are really good. The CGI, like the Fire Nation boats on the ocean, and the structures and the cities. Like, remember the Earth City with all the like things, the slides and shit. Amazing. But then when like they have to do a character close in that setting, it's one lighting rig, one ring light on a green screen that you can so tell they're not in that space. Moreover, no matter how much they fight, fall in the dirt, get beaten up, costumes, perfect. Not a brown speck of dirt. Even after I'm telling you, like, Aang has his first Avatar state spin, rubble around him, comes down, closed, dry cleaned, perfect. Like, pressed. And the thing too was that then, so not only is it just the technical aspects, but then the approach they took, it's PG. And I get that the animated show is PG, but this is a fucking dark storyline. It's basically like World War II. If this was real life adult, people would be dropping like flies. Death to all of them. Like, getting fire blown in your face, I'm pretty sure would have some stronger ramifications than just falling backwards. Singed. Yeah. Like, then just like, roly-poly backwards.
Yeah, girl, this is I can only imagine.
So even with the costumes, they are carbon copies of the animated costumes, and the wigs and the everything, to the point that it looks like cosplay. It does, like, no. There's a girl at the end of season 1 who was like, whatever, and waterbending princess or something. And in the animated show, she had like white hair, whatever. Girl, you got to see this wiggy on it. This wig is so big, white, like it's like cosplay. Like, and I said, the guy that plays Sokka is giving gay guy doing pretending to be straight, and he's never done this. Like, it's giving, like, I've never done this. Like, with the puka shell necklace that looks like a cosplay, he bought it at Spencer's. Like, Avatar Halloween costume kit.
No.
And I said, I was like, so not only that, but then, so you're embracing the kid aspect of it too much by making it too cosplay, too exact. And then you're taking the things away from it that made the kids program amazing, which was the humor, and yet not adding adult themes and making it darker. So the only way to do a live action Avatar well is if you go darker. I want Harry Potter movies 3 to 8, dark, death, Lord of the Rings, gritty. I don't need carbon copies, like, because it's also like Aang was 100 years ago. This was probably, whatever the case is, like, this probably takes place in the, let's pretend, the 1700s. What would waterbenders wear in human world 1700s? Don't give me Disney store costumes.
The shiny material from Party City.
Girl, give me, like, you know what I mean by gritty? Like, realistic. Like, give me the realistic dark version. Death, heaviness, really lean into it like HBO would do.
Do you know who would do this really well too? Is Disney.
Yeah.
So like, Disney, when they redid, like, I would even say like a lot of people didn't like it, but I think Star Wars always goes there, especially when Disney, I mean, there have been many projects that they've done that I don't agree with that I think are shitty.
Yeah.
But when they go there with like storyline and costuming, I mean, it is, that could take you out of it so quick. I think costume design, hair and makeup design,
everything,
let alone how they're shooting it, how it looks.
Yes.
But like the costume design has so much to do with it. And it's like, if you can't do that, like maybe just say no.
Because you've seen, obviously watching the animated Avatar, really wrap your head around what an undertaking that is to transform into real life. The effects, the places, the moves, the magic, the aesthetic, it's so much work. It's so much work. It's so many characters, so much CGI, so many settings, the darkness, then not to mention the heaviness the actors should be giving. Like, my family was wiped out by the Fire Nation. This is like...
Wasn't there a movie too, or was it just a series?
Oh, there was a movie. It was in 2016, M. Night Shyamalan, and it has like a 1-star review on IMDb. It was horrible.
This should have been like a movie, but I was like, this was a movie.
It should have been. There was 20 episodes per season, half hour. So give me 10 episodes.
Right.
An hour each, and follow the storyline exactly. Where what did Netflix do? 8 episodes. And Netflix in general, they probably couldn't finish the CGI because they didn't have enough money. Netflix was the worst streamer to give Avatar to because they, once again, made them do it with probably a buffalo nickel and a prayer and said, wow us so you're not getting the rest.
Because you know what? Disney, and I will say this, Disney is the one to do this because there's like sound stages that they have that look Mandalorian. Take that.
There's so many probably sets from Star Wars they could have used for Avatar.
And it's like a blue screen.
Yeah.
And it's wrapped around. It's a 360 experience. It looks so real.
That's what I said to Casey also. I was like, because Avatar is of the difficulty level of Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be Marvel level, which is Disney. And that's why, they just...
Disney would have ate that up. If they had the rights to do that, they would have done it.
And the poor kid playing Aang is carrying the whole thing on his shoulders. Everyone else is, so meh. And the acting on top of it, too. And that's the thing also, even with I'm sorry, if you didn't watch Avatar, you really should. But the acting, the voice actors were so good and were so specific. Like, think of Zuko with the deep, the gritty growl, the uncle who loved tea. He was such a character. They just hired a bunch of,
Do they have the cabbage cart?
Girl, yes, but no one delivers lines fun. I'm not kidding you. It's literally so many of the quote unquote smaller parts, but they're not even really. When Aang goes through season 1 and starts looking at flashbacks of meeting the other avatars from past lives, the waterbending avatar. If you told me this man,
Aquafina salesman,
a girl, again, was a gay corn star who had only done one other thing, and he's literally in a waterbending and he's like, you have to do this on your own. You can't do this with your friends. Being an avatar is difficult. Just with American, not 2024 Los Angeles accents playing Sokka. And it was bad enough that the animated show was all supposed to be obviously more Asian characters. And obviously it wasn't in our world, but they were Asian characters, all voiced by white people. But in the live action, we had the opportunity to cast people who were more, shall I say, like the lore of the characters. And even if they look like that, these actors are 2024. Katara was on your school bus and has that voice. She's just Aang, no. There's no...
Show me to me, Rachel.
And I get it. Obviously, she shouldn't have, an accent put on or whatever the case is. But you're supposed to live... This is 200 years ago, girl. We wouldn't be saying we wouldn't end a sentence like this.
Valley Girl.
200 years ago. Give me a little transatlantic,
corny.
give me a little something. Put a little work into it.
Put Liza in there.
Yeah, give me a little something on the voice.
Let me tell you something, Andy. You're going to go there and you're going to do it.
Yeah, some people born the avatar. They allow the avatar to survive them. Give me a little Give me a little acting. Like, clock
God.
in. Especially, like, the uncle that was such a character, Zuko. Give me a little, an evil growl. The kid playing Zuko,
Bob
your
Regular.
voice. Yeah, just that. Yeah.
Yikes.
Just,
scarier.
Yeah, and there's so many characters in it, too. Or I should say actors that, they're a little gay. And it comes through sometimes. Where, like I said to Casey, it's giving, like, I've never done this before. Like, it's giving that. With the puka shell necklace on, girl. That. Yeah. So it's just,
and
I
the
don't
Playboy
know.
bunny, like the
tan stamp. Yeah. It's just not, it's so disappointing because it could have been so good.
Yeah.
The Traitors. And we're back. I was trying to think what happened. The Traitors is back.
The Traitors. All right. So if you haven't seen The Traitors,
pause this. Go watch all of The Traitors, the
and
series.
then come right back. Because
girl,
if you haven't seen season 3 just started a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? Because I felt like I was losing my mind.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Did they release multiple episodes the first
3?
night? They did.
3.
I thought it was like 1 or 2, and when I saw 3, I was like, did I miss a week? Like, have I been sitting here like an ass waiting? And I was like, no, it's
3. Say it.
No, I was like, it's the 10th. It came out yesterday.
Yeah, all 3.
All 3, and I was shocked. And one's out tonight.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm nervous. I gotta wait for Dan.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
And fuck the Traitors UK for not being on Peacock.
I know.
You need like an Express VPN. I tried to do it and I like panicked. I didn't know how to do it. I thought I was like, I didn't know how to do it.
My neck vein is popping out.
Don't do it. No, get someone else to do it. Like, I was panicking because it was like confusing to me where I like got the Express VPN, did the subscription, downloaded the BBC app, and then I switched the VPN so that I claimed I was in the UK. Am I going to get arrested for this? And then
VPNs are normal, girl.
I don't know. I panicked. I don't break the rules.
Why? That's not breaking the rules.
And then
like VPNs are like a thing. Like you can.
I know the way people talk about them. I was like, this should be so easy.
Trixie and Katya's podcast.
I know. And, oh God, you know how many VPN ads I've gotten to do, and I'm like, what? People ask me to do on my channel. I'm like, I don't know. Like, and
what is wrong with you?
Good thing I didn't because I wouldn't know how it worked. And then I downloaded BBC, made an account, switched the VPN so that it told me, like, you know, it stopped saying you're in the wrong country, which was good. And I said, can I come in your country, please? And then when I went to watch it, the BBC app was like, do you have a TV license? Is that a British thing? And at that point, and then I was like, this is
scared.
I was at 20 minutes of trying to do this at this point. I don't do anything that long.
You went down to the police station. You tried to turn yourself in.
I said, I've done something wrong and I can't live like this.
I've committed a crime.
And then I had to back everything out, like delete the BBC account, get rid of the ExpressVPN, because knowing me, if I don't take care of it. I did 1 month of the ExpressVPN, like the monthly, but then I canceled it. Because if I didn't do it right then, I would have been paying for it for the next 6 years without knowing. So someone help me with ExpressVPNs, but fuck them for not putting it on Peacock because I want that.
That pisses me off because it was.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait for the whole season to be out or whatever.
Gross.
Which honestly, maybe moderation, you know, watch US and then we'll have that nugget at the end. But
I just... I don't want to wait a week.
I know, girl, because I want to stagger it. I need to we have such little to live for right now.
I know. Come on, I need like a couple days. Like, give me like 2 days and give me the UK one, and then 2 days.
So, because there's only 4 days in the week. So
I can't do math. Whatever.
That would be 6 days to whatever. I'm tired. The Traitors, you have to watch it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, RuPaul's Drag Race found dead. They dethroned them at the Emmys for a reason. So if you haven't seen it up till now, spoilers, at least for episode 1, when he tapped Bob the drag queen's shoulder, the way Casey and I screamed,
I was
like
so
two
happy.
Flaming queens.
I have a theory on why that happened.
To keep him around longer so he didn't get pepperminted.
100%.
Like, yeah.
Because I think they knew...
And Alan Cummings wasn't about to let another queer go out first. 1st.
And what I find so weird about it is that I almost, I kind of like that Bob is the only one from Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm like, I wish that there was more like queer representation on Traitors, because I just finished watching the Squid Game challenge, the challenge Squid Game thing, in which I didn't realize the challenge. I don't know if it's part of the challenge series.
Okay.
Because it was called Squid Game The Challenge.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, oh, is this like a spinoff of that show? But I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But what I would love, because it seems like now they're never going to have regular people on Traitors again, which I almost don't love.
Agreed.
And with the whole, like, you have to be on like a reality show like Bravo or something.
That's
like,
why UK is better.
I just don't like that. And because Squid Game Challenge, going all over the place, there's 456 players, like Squid Game.
Okay.
And they get eliminated, like, just like that, where you're like, okay, they know the rules of the game. They've seen the show. They know how this works. The hundreds of people that get eliminated first, I'm like, you are fucking stupid. You are dumb.
Yeah.
But there were so many queer people on that show that I was like, bring these people on, because they knew how to play the game. The people that made it towards the very end. I won't spoil who.
Yeah.
But go watch that too, because bring these people on, bring more people from Drag Race, because these people are actually entertaining. They're funny. They're personable.
Girl.
You actually like them.
Girl.
And there are people that were villains, I will say, that like bring them on too from these shows. Bring the people on from Drag Race. Bring the Vixen on.
Yeah. Oh, girl. Yes.
Bring those people on, because if it's people like that that get a little spicy.
Yes.
That if they are faithful, because your chances of being a traitor are 3 in 20.
Yes.
Or sometimes more, sometimes less.
Yeah.
But you never know what's going to happen or who you are, because I forget that you have an interview with Alan Cummings and you talk to them and you're like, I want to be a traitor. Like everybody wants to. Yeah. But it's so interesting. Like, I feel like he already has this predetermined, like, this is who I'm going to pick. So when Bob got picked, I was like, fucking love that. For the rest of them, I don't really care for them.
Because you know why I love regular people is everybody walks in with anonymity.
It's like Clue.
You know nothing about anyone. So unlike when it's all these celebrities, especially from the same shows that have like done shit together, or they're like rivals and shit, they walk in going, he's a dirty player. He eliminated me on Big Brother, so he's a traitor. Like the most stupid logic. He disagreed with me, so he's a traitor.
And then hold on to that the whole
You ate my yogurt, so you're a traitor. Like the things people come up with. And there's too many Big Brother players. There's too many Survivor players. I think Survival players are the best Traitors players out of Survivor, Big Brother, and the Challenge, because Big Brother players need to move in the shadows. Big Brother players don't need to tell anyone their moves, and if they do, it's in a whisper. In the Traitors, the end of the day, you have to sit across from them and say, you're shit, your dress was shit, I think you're shit, go home. They don't have the nuts to move in the shadows and in the light. They can only move in the shadows. So they're bad. They either don't, like Dan last season, don't say a word, and then people go, you haven't named a single person in 6 weeks, get out. Or they're like too vocal, or the other way around. And I actually think housewives are some of the best players on the show.
They really are.
And they always get ganged up on because, as well as any Drag Race person, so on and so forth, especially this season, what I really don't like is there is so much like toxic male, like white, bald alpha. This is the first season. The group is so disconnected from one another.
Yeah.
On the other seasons, despite who they thought was bad or good, when it came to the challenge to get the money and get the prize pot up, which is the point of why they're doing this, they all worked together. And they had such triumphant moments where, where they like helped drag the old person over the finish line and so on and so forth. This season, the white guys are letting tens of thousands of dollars just go unclaimed at the risk of potentially not getting a shield. They are all like all the guys this season, straight guys, have the mentality of like, I'm playing this game for me and nobody else.
Yeah.
And to the point that it's hurting the formula of the game.
Yeah.
Which like Bob and all the drag queens were saying, and Bob Harper were like, it can't be the same people sacrificing themselves every episode. Like, you guys, you think it makes us look bad that we're putting ourselves up to be murdered and not protecting ourselves with a shield. But you look, and I loved what someone said to Kate, I think on season 1, where they were like, you may not be a traitor, but either way, I want you gone because you're also a fucking terrible faithful. That's all. That's what all these guys are doing this season.
Yeah.
It sucks to watch because they're also horrible faithfuls.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you're a traitor or not.
And I think even for the producer aspect and Alan Cummings, maybe we'll learn it from this season. But I think getting a shield should be more of a surprise than a goal.
And one person should get it. One person. I liked that formula back in the day.
I think
not,
to play
not
the game,
the 17 people in the center get shields.
Everyone gets a shield. Everyone gets a prize.
Because that's why Dorinda went home, and I'm pissed.
But I really do think go to a formula of the shield that, like, whoever gets the shield in some way, shape, or form should be in secret, because then when they go to murder somebody, if it is that person, they show up and they get a letter saying you were tried to be murdered last night.
Yes.
And you couldn't.
Yes.
You survived.
Yes.
Then you show up and there's no elimination.
Yes.
And then the next night they're like, okay, you have to kill 2 people now.
Absolutely.
And you don't know shields and who won what. You don't, like, I think that's more of a twist than, okay, we killed this person, they're gone. They walk in the next day and they're fucking panicking.
Yes.
Then I think it's like, oh, why are you so, like, panicked? Why are they still here?
Yes.
I think that's more of a brilliant way than, I'm a traitor. I see 9 people get a shield. I'm like, well, now I can't go after them. Now I'm going to go after her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cause them to fight if I get rid of her.
Yes.
And I can't. I hate it. But I think that it should be more in secret.
Yes.
Shields, murders, everything. I think season 1 and 2 did it better in a way where it didn't feel like a free for all, like turkeys running around that were going to get killed.
Yes. I even want the traitors. I want them to get it down to a top 3. I want them all to vote, and I want them to be even surprised at who's murdered next morning.
Did you hear about the
good news
this season?
No.
Did you hear the good news that in prior? Hello.
Yeah.
No one mourns the wicked because they won't know.
Yeah.
At the final.
Yes.
There will be no revealing yourself as a traitor.
Yes.
It's, do you want to do this or not?
Yes.
Do you want to eliminate anybody or not?
Poor
no.
MJ.
Good. Done. MJ got fucked.
Poor MJ last season. I will never get that image out of my head. Knowing all 3 of them were faithfuls and them still just the 2 challenge players fucking her over, putting on those theatrics just to dwindle it down to 2 to get even more money and fuck MJ over. And MJ in the middle of them being like she was what is happening? It was so.
And even season 1, even at the reunion when they were like, "Did you give them money, Suri?" And she was like, "No."
Yes. See,
I was that's cunty.
Season 1, I was all on. I think what they did on season 2 to MJ was fucked up. Where season 1, I was fine with Suri. Because what Suri did was play the game.
She played the game well.
She was told, ma'am, we are hiring you to play a traitor. Don't let anyone know you're a traitor at all costs and you will win. And she said, okay.
Get everything.
And that's what she did. And that's what she did. Like, so she did what she was supposed to do.
Listen.
What was she supposed to look at? Because I always said that in the season 1 at the I was like, what did you want her to do? Look at you and go, you know what, guys? You know what? I feel bad. I am a traitor.
Yeah.
I just probably took years off my life lying for the past 2 months. But you know what? You take the money. What did you want her to do?
Literally.
It's the point of the game. You're just butthurt because you didn't figure it out.
Yeah, you're just, and everyone thinking that they want, it's like, oh my God, I can use this money to do whatever. I can use this money to do whatever. And
that's on you. We don't need to share everything
Suri
at work.
Was standing there. She was like,
yes, I'm going to use this to help my mother. And she's like,
no, you won't.
But girl, and that's also,
I'm going to use it to help
my mother. That's the difficulty of being a traitor, that stress.
Oh my God, I think it would, unfortunately, but I would walk into that knowing I was playing that game, I wouldn't feel bad. Because I'm sorry, girly, if I'm a traitor and you're a faithful and I get to that point, I'm the last one and I know I'm about to win this money. If I keep this going for 30 more seconds, girl, that's the game we all signed up for.
What show did you think you were coming on? Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't get that. I don't get how they were so mad at Suri. And I was like, but she played the
She
game
did what she was supposed to do. And I just... That's, again, why I love regular people, the anonymity of it, opposed to the politics of all the baggage all these people are coming in with. And then you have all these floaters where they have like random, we have Britney Spears' ex-husband who is a homosexual, everybody. I'm sorry, that man.
He's hot.
In that, very hot, but in that little skin tight, Cracker Jack sailor suit was the gayest little thing I have ever seen. And more feeds the conspiracy theory that was all a scam and a sham.
That there is not real.
that marriage over there is not real. Like, that was all a scam and a sham with those photoshopped wedding photos where Paris Hilton's AI hand was blurry. Like, that was all fake. He is a gay model who was hired to marry her for whatever reason. Whatever's going on with that poor thing.
And his attitude is disgusting
allegedly.
On this show.
But it's all those stragglers like him and Dylan Efron.
Oh, well, Dylan Efron can get it too.
We're not talking about who you would fuck.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Yeah. The Bachelorette, like all the random one-offs are like they float by because no one really like, the WWE girl. Like they kind of all like.
Because is that Sierra?
No, the WWE woman, Diana.
I don't know, but there's also, I saw somebody's name last week and it said Sierra, and I said, who's that?
Who is that?
I don't even remember her.
I know.
What was that?
But I just feel like it's the same formula. Like they gang up on the housewives, they get and when ironically the housewives are, especially in last seasons, have been better at playing the game than the Challenge, Survivor, and Big Brother people. But it's just got to be more well dispersed. We don't need 5 Survivor players, 5 Big Brother players, and then 1 from every other franchise. Who do you think is gonna?
And like the randoms, yeah. Like I don't. And if it's random celebrities, fine. If we don't know them that well, or like random names, fine. But like.
But this is by far the biggest like clash. Like when Boston Rob, which is also a drag name, by the way, his drag name, ladies and gentlemen, Boston Rob. Became a traitor. Broccoli Rob became a traitor, and he walked in the turret, saw who were the traitors, and the visual disappointment, and then him just in his confessional going, "I'm like disappointed," because the traitors are Bob the drag queen, and then 2 women, one from Survivor, one from Big Brother,
Carolyn
and Danielle.
Yeah,
and he just cuts to his confessional and goes, "I'm like disappointed at who the other traitors are because they're just like so different." And I looked at Casey, I go, what does that fucking mean? And that's what I mean about like the straight guys this season are they think they're on an episode of The Challenge. No. If you want to go to The Challenge, go make the 9,999th episode of The Challenge when you're all over 45.
The Challenge All-Star Reunion.
AARP. Go back to your show. This isn't The Challenge. It's a different game. Yeah. And they're all playing it like it's The Challenge. But I said to Casey, I go, what does that mean? Because it's a gay guy and 2 women? They're all so different? What does that mean? They're all so gay. I was like, what does that fucking mean? And they're not working together with each other. Well, the 4 of them.
No.
Carolyn is a loose cannon. And then I got it. Danielle and Bob are playing too hard. Their days are numbered, girl. I think Bob might go home.
Danielle is fake crying in every chance. She goes, watch this.
Yeah.
And starts crying. I'm like, no.
Yes.
No,
they're
horrible.
playing way too hard. And Bob isn't even working well with the other traitors. Like the way he's like just going, they wanted to put Caroline in like the casket. Which, thank you, Boston Rob. It's as if no one watches the other seasons. Because if I was at that round table, and especially with the fucking foolery going on, I would look at everybody and go, hey guys, could we do something this season? We've all seen this show. Could we not do the thing where the first couple people brave enough to throw out a name are the first people that we send home? Because if you accuse someone and we were wrong, you must be a traitor. We've all learned that that's not true. Could we learn from the other seasons and not just do this?
I want to know how many of them have never seen an episode.
That's the thing, girl. You know some of these bitches ain't watching because they think they're like Brad Pitt.
Because there's always, who was it last season that he was spot on and then somehow they turned it on him? And he was from The Bachelor, wasn't he?
Oh, you're thinking, yes. The Bachelor from last season, yes. Who clocked like Phaedra and he knew all of them.
He knew all of them.
Yes.
And he was so smart. And that's how I feel like Dylan
and he was a brilliant player because he won a shield, but only this group knew who won. He told the 3 people he thought were traitors, which 2 out of the 3 he was right, that someone else got the shield because they knew he knew people would want to kill him.
Yeah.
He tried to get killed that night because they didn't know he had the shield because he lied to him. He basically set these 3 people up.
Smart.
And walked into breakfast going, didn't say this, but he set those 3 people up, told them he didn't have a shield, really did. They tried to kill him, and he proved at least one of these 3, he didn't even know he got 2 out of 3 right, was a traitor.
Yeah.
So that's how you play the game. That's what I love.
Yeah.
When it's not this cliquey, like we're all best survivey or friends.
Yeah.
Like
that's why I think Dylan is going to do so well.
He's doing, and the irony of him like Bob ripping him to shreds, but Dylan being right. Like that was so.
Yeah. Trying to get in somebody's head and be like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. But you just clocked me.
And it's just, he's playing too hard, Bob. Like when they were talking about putting someone in the casket. Oh, and the thing I was saying about learning from past seasons, even UK included. Let's not do the thing, traitors, where when we have to put 3 people on a short list to get murdered, we put a traitor on the short list. Because every fucking season now, all the faithfuls have caught on that the traitors put at least one traitor on the list. So let's not do that again. Like, and here's Bob and Danielle wanting to put one of them on the
without that person being in the room to defend
Carolyn
themselves.
Not being there. And did you see Rob's face when they were going to put Carolyn on the list? She wasn't even in the room. And Danielle said to Bob, well, what if she doesn't want to go in? And Bob's like, I'll fucking make her go in. Like, I'm like, Bob, what are we? And Rob was like, and because he's not used to that energy. And like, it was just, I think Bob's like, I don't know how long he's going to last, which is super disappointing because he could have been so good, but he's just going too hard. Like,
girl, not for $250,000.
Yeah, like for that much money, girl, keep it to yourself.
Girl, like you need to chill.
And especially the first couple episodes are all about just shutting the fuck up. Shut your
Say
mouth.
less, and when you make a stance and an opinion that doesn't maybe flare it up. Don't get loud.
You better just because you're loud doesn't mean you're right. I said to Casey, my strategy for the first couple weeks would be whenever anybody asks me, who do you think? Honestly, I'm not completely sure because this whole thing is a shit show. But Heather was mentioning that she thinks so-and-so was whatever because they were a little weird. And I don't know. I could see it.
Yeah.
My opinion would always be piggybacking on someone else's origin. So if whoever Heather accused is mad, Heather did it. You don't say, I think it's Brad. No. Even if someone asked me who I thought a traitor was, I would say, well, Brad was saying that he thought so-and-so, and I agree.
Yeah.
Because then even if you're wrong, you got to put degrees of separation.
I'm not saying Goody Proctor's the witch and then I get burned.
Girl, you got to put degrees of separation between you and the j'accuse. Like, you can't
if you're
be the
pilgrim
one
that says it, I'm going to say, well,
if you're the one pointing the finger, they're got all those idiots around the table are going to go, you said it was Brad and it wasn't Brad, so you're a traitor. Like,
Goody John said it, I didn't.
That's how they think. It's like watching 2-year-olds. Like, I'm like, we haven't caught on to that yet? Like,
I know, it's so bad.
Baffling, bitch.
Horrible.
TikTok being banned.
So yeah, like we said, this is coming out on the day that it is or is not getting banned. So at time of filming, there's been so much going on, and
I'm done with this country.
I've been
like, I was spiraling before you got here. I was like,
I just think, yes, are there other things that this country should be banning before? You know, they said that like we can't ban guns, but let's ban a social media app before that.
Totally.
Other social media apps like Facebook and everything that still live on that will now have less community guidelines, so you can call gay people mentally ill now. I think is, clap it up for Meta because they're really killing it out here.
Yeah.
Making it even worse for people.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. That you're just allowed to, call people mentally ill now if they're homosexual or on the LGBTQ.
Oh, of course.
Alphabet Mafia.
Which, let me say this right now. I was spiraling today because I'm in a hole, H-O-L-E, of disbelief that this is where we are. Like, I really do think it's a wrap on Miss Earth. It's a quote Katya. And just people just people on the side of my face, like lack of critical thinking skills where things are going on that I just watch them go. And I don't even just mean the collective consciousness. I mean, like, even people I know, people in my life that I go, if you think banning TikTok has any fucking thing to do with national security, you're a joke. Yeah. You're a joke. The government has not cared about Meta, Facebook, and Instagram stealing and selling your data, information, identity, etc., to foreign governments, to nefarious people in our own government. They don't care about the Chinese doing anything because they would have done something to Meta, but Meta benefits them. Mark Zuckerberg just broke the record for the most money spent lobbying Congress for something to happen. And I look at this is what I mean about people as a whole, people in my life. You hear this. When are the dots going to get connected? Mark Zuckerberg called Donald Trump a piece of shit 2 years ago, and now we just had dinner with him at Mar-a-Lago. The savior that is Donald Trump. Also, now he's pivoting and maybe will save TikTok, and now the CEO of TikTok is going to be sitting behind him at his inauguration. So what financial monetary deal did we just cut with him? Then we have Mark Zuckerberg breaking the record, spending the most money lobbying Congress to get them to ban TikTok. And in the past couple months, the amount of record-breaking stock in Meta bought by your congressman has gone through the roof. I wonder why that is. Because they knew they were going to ban TikTok, and they know Meta's stock is going to go up. So all of your congressmen and women that represent you are buying Meta stock through the roof because they are actively banning their biggest competition just so their financial and stock portfolio can skyrocket. Another fun fact, Trump's cabinet, upcoming 2025, will be the wealthiest cabinet formed by any president. Why? Because it's comprised of his biggest campaign donors. So I ask you, this is what all the fuss was about? You voted for him to pick these people to lead your country?
That he's not going to like them in 6 months.
So all the people that I've had to watch die on their hills, because we're also past the point that anybody, I feel like Toni Collette in Hereditary, because nobody can take accountability for anything they've done.
Yeah.
The man you voted for has packed his cabinet with his biggest campaign donors to make them more money. There is leaked videos on TikTok, which is why it's being banned, because that's what they don't want you to see, of him at his billion-dollar campaign rallies before he was elected, bragging about how he was going to make them all twice as rich as they already were. Who did you vote for? What did you vote for? No one, including him, was able to utter a single plan before he even got elected. What did you vote for? I don't like Kamala Harris either, to be honest with you. I don't think she's the best choice. I think any choice we've had in a politician in the past 15 years has been abysmal. But I will take general, lukewarm politicians who are doing what they got to do to look good, look like performing the job over someone. How do you not see this as censorship?
Yeah.
Thank God Hitler wasn't alive and was an American citizen in 2024, because he would have did what he did twice as quick and he would have won. And he would have been sitting behind Trump at his inauguration. How does this not scare you? The man who said, I don't know what Project 2025 is, the day after he got elected goes, I lied. Yes, I did. So we're going to end up in a concentration camp in a year. And then what? All the people in my life that I've had to hear their warped excuses as to why this was the move.
Yeah.
So here's even me, people in my life. Here's a massive part of my income and career gone. Gave me my career. We would not be here if it wasn't for TikTok. Gone. So should I go to your place of business now and shut it down, blow it up? What should I do? You won't be mad at me?
Right.
And don't tell me you didn't see this coming, because I did before I voted. So you could have too.
Because it doesn't affect them. They don't give a shit.
That's what I mean. So like I said, it's getting more and more difficult for me to just ignore all of it. The day this affects my life, my marriage, my identity, my safety in a major way, the people responsible for this will no longer be in my life. I'm done. I don't understand the critical thinking skills. Zuckerberg said Trump was a piece of shit and is now having dinner with him.
Yeah.
He's been bought by all of the people you claim is the most nefarious thing. If I, just this conversation, if I could rewind and replace every Donald Trump with Kamala Harris and say these same things, everyone that voted for Trump would be infuriated. But the minute you say, it's like the people on the street that they do the comedy bits. So what do you think about Joe Biden dodging the draft because of bone spurs? Oh, I think he's un-American. I think he's a piece of shit. Oh, sorry, that was actually Trump. Oh, well, Trump he had a bellyache. It's cultish.
It is.
The critical thinking skills are gone. 2 + 2 no longer equals 4. So just to get it straight, you voted for him so he could stack his cabinet filled with his most rich billionaire campaign donors. He's broken the record for the wealthiest cabinet in history. And your congresspeople have let Mark Zuckerberg lobby him to the point that he's broken a record. Now Mark Zuckerberg, like you said, is getting rid of all lessening community guidelines on all of Meta, gotten rid of fact checking. But there's an inability to admit, you know what, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't the best move. You can't do that anymore. So that's why we are descending into extinction. Because I guarantee you, if we make it through the next 4 years, as we go down, more than half the people that voted for him will still be making excuses for it as they take their last breath. That's what I don't understand. Yeah. Nothing matters enough to me to die on a hill about. It doesn't.
You can't admit that you're wrong. And you already know it's going to be 2020 all over again.
I thought they both sucked.
Yeah.
I weighed the pros and cons. Which one would provide the biggest majority with at least a sense of ease and quality of life? Your I voted for Trump check is not going to hit your dining room table. I hate to break the news to you. It's not going to happen. He doesn't know what a tariff is. He's bragging that he's going to impose tariffs on China because he's too fucking stupid to know that the company pays the tariff. So when Costco gets their goods from China, Costco pays the tariffs, and Costco is going to charge us more to cover the cost of tariffs. I can't do it anymore. And I was spiraling all day today because I can't deal with the sense of fucking doom. And because it affects me, and I have so many people in my life that just don't think about it. Because you don't have to think about it. Because 1/3 of your income didn't just go away. Then in the next 4 years, you're not going to have to worry about your marriage getting invalidated. You're not going to have to worry if that affects my health insurance. You're not going to be worried about if my husband gets in a car crash, if I'm going to be allowed in the fucking room as he's dying. You don't have to worry about that. You're just waiting for your Trump check to hit the dining room table because you think it's going to, what? The $300 extra you get on your tax return? If
that even
that was worth it. That was worth it.
Yeah. If that even happens.
That was worth it to have this cabinet, these decisions, all that comes along with what he is. I would take another mediocre, do-nothing politician that at the very least, they're going to keep taxing us till we die. I hate to break the news to you. This is late-stage capitalism. It has nothing to do with the president you pick. The jig is up. The founding fathers didn't plan that Fortune 500 companies weren't going to turn to each other one day and go, you know what, guys? Maybe we have enough money. Let's stop raising everything. And guess what? they're now in Trump's cabinet. Those people that have been doing that for the past 50 years are now in his cabinet. So joke's on you, I guess. Because greed will never go away. No one wrote the last chapter to the book of capitalism. It's a runaway train that no one ever thought they were going to have to stop one day. If that was the only problem, that would be great. But I would like to not have to think about, I don't know, my own state, setting my own state on fire for nefarious reasons, actual or faked alien invasions. I would like to not have to think about nuclear holocaust from Russia, my marriage being invalidated, being thrown in a concentration camp, 1/3 of my income being eradicated. I don't know. It's like so many people in this country think in a way where they make a choice, and it's not about saying, oh, I voted that the sky was purple. I now see that it's blue. Okay, I can't fucking admit this at all costs. So should I get my knife or my gun to defend that the sky is still purple? That's mental illness.
Yeah.
That's being in a cult. That's being mentally ill. And I don't know how to function in this reality.
Yeah. Because I hope that at some point during these next 4 years that these people will have, hopefully a majority of these people will have this moment of, we don't know who we voted for, but it's not this. Because when you realize that, yeah, there's no check coming in your mailbox from doing all of this, and when your life might feel unchanged, other people's are not going to be unchanged. They're going to be quite literally flipped upside down because of what he has planned to do. And I don't think that those people are concerned.
No.
Because they just feel like, oh, it won't affect me. But
even in my life, the loudest, most bothered, just irate people saying that he had to win had the least amount to lose if she won. Mm-hmm. They had the least skin in the game.
And which is so funny because Kamala even said, she was like, I'm going to be a president for everyone, where it is not the case on the other side. And it just feels so, it's a one-sided conversation.
That's the gag of it, is like, you ban TikTok because they're actually banning it to increase the sales of Meta that they've all, like I said, coincidentally just bought all of their thousands of stock in, because that's not illegal, by the way. Apparently, Congress can. You know what we should do? Let's force McDonald's to close. Everyone start getting Burger King stock. That's not illegal. That's what just happened. And under the guise of national security, blah, blah, bullshit, when it's because it's not controlled by a U.S. entity like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So what's on TikTok is exactly what people want to say. And there's been a little bit too much on there. Just like videos I saw of the I think it was the LA like county and works director accidentally slipping at a recent press conference going, we're going to build these cities back up even better than before we burn them down. Slipped. That's what's on TikTok, because it doesn't get taken down because the US government doesn't want you to see that. When ironically, mainstream news media, your Fox News, are telling people, our parents' generation, older, etc., even our generation people, I guess, who fuck with it, that Kamala Harris wants to give sex changes to illegal immigrants in prison. We've lost the plot. You talk about misinformation, and half the country thinks it's that they lay their head on the pillow and are dedicated to journalistic integrity. And even watching it, the times I've had to, against my will, be in front of it, the entire purpose of it is to convince people sitting at home watching it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that the world is fucking ending. Anyone that feels differently than us is out to kill you. That's the vibe 24 hours a day. Look at these fucking pieces of shit. Look at what they do. This is the world they want you to live in. But we're better. We know that's not right. You should go tell everyone how you don't feel that that's not cult indoctrination.
Yeah.
Isolate yourselves. We're the only ones that know the truth. If you try to spread the good news, they're just going to call you crazy. But we know the truth. That's all it is.
Yeah, put your tinfoil hat on and be afraid of sexy
yelling
M&Ms.
at the audience member. I've watched it before and I've been like, why are they yelling at me? Pointing at the camera going, they want your kids. They want your wife. That's not news. So watch your little
fear-mongering.
Your drag show.
Yeah.
Filled with actual pedophiles. And don't call it news, though, girl. That's what we're not going to do. And we've been saying, like, the beauty industry has to be shitting their actual pants. They have put all their eggs in this basket. Does the beauty industry exist outside of TikTok anymore?
I think the beauty industry was on a very heavy decline before TikTok. And I think brands were panicking on how they were going to get into social media areas and navigate it, because Instagram was a dying thing, especially with the beauty industry. YouTube, gone were the days of the big accounts, 15 million plus, that were fucking just shoveling makeup products into our faces. So that was dying. And then I think there was like this resurgence with TikTok, that it was just when they realized the power and the potential of marketing on TikTok, selling on TikTok, using people as vehicles to then sell the product. Hence Mascaragate and Tati and James and Jeffrey and all
hence
of them.
Michaela as a whole. Michaela is the avatar of TikTok, of beauty TikTok.
Yeah.
She is the president of beauty TikTok.
She is the boom boom.
She is the boom boom TikTok. Invented beauty, made beauty TikTok what it is.
Yeah.
She is the zeitgeist of that.
Let's make predictions here. If I think that TikTok is going to get, let's say TikTok, open the app, shut down January 19th.
Yeah.
At 11:59. This is it. I think that the beauty industry is going to try, a lot of brands will try and pivot to other social media channels like YouTube and Instagram again, but it's just not the same.
Instagram will be sad. Instagram will feel like the after party that 99% of everyone else has gone home. The lights are on. The floor is sticky. The music is like
the one balloon just
that's
floor.
What pivoting to Instagram would feel like.
And it's people are using Instagram shopping or whatever, and their card information's getting stolen left and right.
Well, that's fine because it's by an American CEO.
Yeah, so it's fine. We'll get our cards back. It's our money and we need it now, is what they said.
I bought one thing off of Instagram and it never showed up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm out $67. Yeah. So I can't even imagine that. And then we said this, YouTube, they're going to try to go back to YouTube, maybe, but YouTube is like unrecognizable because of shorts. And I can't tell you, in the heat of me doing comedy video every week, 6 makeup videos in between, brands didn't know what YouTube Shorts was. And at that point, they were around for like a year and a half, and they would want to like contract me for a brand deal on TikTok. And I would be like, hi, just so you also know, if you haven't used TikTok, I'll explain the algorithms of it. TikTok, you could have 1.4 million followers like me. Your followers don't matter. They never get shown it. Every video is judged for its virality. So the 90% of the views it's going to get are all from new people, which makes follower count invalid, which is why TikTok's always chopped my ass. But anyway, 1.5 million followers, I could post a video, she could cap out at 2,000 views because it doesn't matter. It's all on the algorithm virality judgment. YouTube Shorts, I also have 1.4 million subscribers. I post a video of me filing my nails. She'll get 200,000 views because it's at least shown to a handsome percentage of my subscriber base. Me, being a little old me, talking to the brands that don't want to work with me, I would have to go, hey, y'all, so just a theory. I know you want to pay me to do this, and I'm pretty sure return on your investment is kind of an important thing. So I know you want to pay me 3 times this amount of money to do a TikTok video with you, but I can't guarantee you more than 2,000 views because that's how TikTok works. But I have this YouTube channel with 1.4 million subscribers that I could pretty much post anything, and it's actually going to get shown to the people that subscribe to me. So do you maybe want to collab over there? Oh, and by the way, they rolled out YouTube Shopping a year before TikTok Shopping, which isn't a shady, weird little interface that I don't know if it's going to get shipped to me. It's a way to tag the product right in the video that redirects them to your personal website. The biggest brand you've ever heard of, looking at me like I was speaking French. Going, what?
We'll just do the TikTok.
After all that, for half the price, because you wasted our time. Like, and I said to you, I go, I don't even know, like, if brands and in a weird way, and I feel like you guys will be able to relate to this being on, because, like, I view my beauty channel as, like, beautiful mother's next door neighbor because we're mostly right here on YouTube. I said to you, I go, girl, you better believe, like, this weekend I'm going to start filming beauty shorts and, like, get geared up for beauty and comedy shorts again to start posting to the YouTube algorithm, my YouTube shorts on my Johnny beauty channel, to just get the algorithm, like, you know, refamiliarized with her old friend Johnny. Because I said to you, I go, we're going to have a lot of riffraff coming into the neighborhood, girl. All these fucking TikTokers.
They won't know how to do it, though.
A lack of confidence is not an influencer's issue.
No.
They'll think they can.
No. They won't know how to do it. And what I mean by that is not posting the content. They won't know how to build a base, a community again, because it's not open app, doom scroll. Sometimes you got to go looking.
Girl.
You got to go looking.
And I will also say about this is it is 1 million times harder to blow up on YouTube as it is on TikTok. I hate to say it, bitch. Listen, again, very grateful. TikTok gave me my career. She was an easy lay. She was an easy lay. You and I said to you, we've barely posted shorts from this podcast on TikTok and we almost have 20,000 followers. Like, because a couple went viral.
We do?
Yeah, girl, we have like 18,000 followers on TikTok because four of the 10 shorts I posted went viral. So that's how easy it is to go viral. Not that one. Yeah. And people don't hate gay men. Cabbage trigger. It was so easy to go viral on TikTok that number was lovely, but then it didn't mean anything. Yeah. Like, you could have one video with 1 million vajillion views, get 200,000 followers overnight, and every other video you ever posted on TikTok for every day for the rest of your life will get 200 views.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So it was a cheap thrill. It was a cheap lay, where YouTube is so much harder to put in the work. But when my comedy shorts, I had like 10 comedy shorts sitting on YouTube, and then I gave up because I was tired, with 2,000 views each. And after like a year of them just sitting there, found the audience, and it fucking exploded. And then again, the thing with YouTube is once you explode, when you start doing the thing that works or keep making good content, it gets seen by the people who follow you. So I just said to you, I go, girl, I am not ready for the riffraff that is going to be infiltrating YouTube soon. Like all these TikTokers heading over. And listen, my heart breaks for people that really, like, especially small businesses, and that TikTok has changed their business and allowed them to make a small business where it's maybe not as much about, in my opinion, but maybe that's why I'm a bad influencer. It should be about loyalty, like building a community, a loyal community. But a small business, like it's about getting discovered. They buy your product, and then the quality of your product is what inspires the loyalty, not your social media presence. So for small businesses, TikTok was life-changing.
I really do. I'm 50-50 of like what I think is going to happen. And I'm kind of happy that I don't have like a lot of stake in TikTok. Like it's not like I blew up anywhere. So I'm like, whatever happens, happens, girl.
Yeah.
May the best woman win.
Oh, she's dead?
Good.
Anyway. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I care. My heart breaks for the freedom of speech aspect, like especially during the election and the whole 9 yards. During big events, the wildfires, the so on and so forth, the drones, the unfiltered raw information and videos of it, like not a fact. This is what's it. There's a gorilla in my backyard right now. Here's the fucking gorilla. The unfiltered things shared on TikTok are so unfiltered by the U.S. government. It's insane. My heart breaks for that lack of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Like in people. And then from a beauty perspective, I thank God I had the wherewithal to have a feeling 3 years ago. And I just said, like, I don't know, this whole TikTok thing could be Vine. This could be gone. I gotta diversify. And I had a feeling in my stomach 3 years ago where I said, I have to create communities on other platforms, especially YouTube, because it stood the test of time, because I don't know about her.
TikTok is fleeting.
Yeah, I don't know about her, girl. And time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll.
It's very Jeff Goldblum.
Because you gotta give the people what they want.
Apparently not. Apparently not. We can take away from what the people want. We can just take it away. So
that's why people love that movie, man. It's what's happening. Because you got to give the people a good enemy. Like, it's literally so that movie's so fucking politically
accurate,
potent right now. It's insane.
Watching that movie, I was like,
Oh, girl.
Momo.
Well, on that note, everybody, thank you for watching.
Oh, what a cutie pie.
I know. Look at the wings.
Little wings.
Thank you for watching another episode of Beautiful and Bothered. And make sure to go over to Patreon, because we have the beauty tier and the podcast tier out. Podcast tier, you get a after show every single week and a bonus episode, full length, hour and a half at the end of every single month. And now with the beauty tier, you get all of that plus a beauty video at the end of the month that is like mega colossal Godzilla size level, 3 hour, so on and so forth, plus videos throughout the week of stuff we unbox, then we try it on, we show you, we answer personal questions. Gaga's album's around the corner, so there's going to be a listening situation for that.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah, girl. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for your video episode one day early. Make sure to subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, where you can stream the episode on Mondays.
Follow us on Instagram, and that's it.
Follow us on Instagram and end of list. This is Stephanie and the Douche signing off for season 2.5. Wherever you are, we hope you are happy, safe, and healthy. And remember,
you are beautiful.
106.5.
Shine on.
Delilah.
We're going to bring you something special today. You know, I know you cheated on her, but maybe she'll forgive you. What's the song you want to play? Anaconda, you got it.
The Delilah Light at Night.